I'm sorry. The woman looks conflicted, but the expression is gone as fast as it appears. I'm Bria. You're... Oh, shit! Oh! I wasn't supposed to say that. I was supposed to say... Oh, shiz! That's our fiance! That's his fiance! Oh my god!
Lives in a monochrome world, working from the side through her lonely eyes. It reflects the ocean and stars, but her cry echoes around the simple loss of love in her heart, making this whole fairy tale alive. Within sorrow's tender embrace, this was never meant to happen. Of the day, the only reason you have to stay. Hear me sing my song and just keep holding on. Cinderella, why don't you stay with me tonight? We will dance until midnight comes and we could run away. Oh, we will never ever be apart. Set aside all your fears, this magic lives inside your heart. I am here, would you wanna stay with me tonight? Follow me, we will run across the bridge of fantasy. Oh, all the pain inside is let you feel. Believe in me, hold me close, don't ever let me go. Come and stay with me forever. Magic lives so long as I am here.
What's up guys, today's Neil and welcome back to Cinderella Phenomenon. So last where we left off, we got our first good deed. Yay! It was helping out Rumpel with a patient. It was just so sweet. So we got our first good deed. And, well, Rumpel and Karma are fighting more than usual. So that's a thing. Yay! So I think we're going to continue on more today with hanging out with Rumpel. So let us start. What a brilliant day. The sun is shining, the towel is full of laughter, and I have my sweet princess here to accompany me. You say that line way too much, so of course we'll know. It sounds like I'm getting easier to read too. No, you've just said it enough times that I memorized it. That means you must pay attention to my words. That in itself is a compliment, princess. It is not. We are on our way to the usual store to restock our medications when a small figure leaves out through the front door. She stares at us with a lost look on her face. Suspicions arise. Rumpel reacts immediately, making his way over to her with a broad smile. Oh God, Rumpel, please. Madam, I can't help but notice the pained expression upon your beautiful face. Is there anything I can do to assuage your worries? For seeing your lovely face shadowed by such sadness stabs me right in the heart. You're about to get stabbed right in the heart if she actually, says some mean things to you. The woman stares at Rumpel, dumbfounded. His smile wavers and he takes a step back, suddenly looking alarmed. Oh, I'm sorry. It's you! What? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is awkward, madam, but I'm afraid I don't know you. What? Or do I? Do I know you? She's pretty disappointed. I take a step forward and look at the woman flatly. He has been cursed. He has amnesia. Amnesia? The woman stares at Rumpel, scrutinizing him. You do seem different. Changed from before, in any case. So you knew me before? How terrible it is of me to forget such a lovely face, but perhaps you could help me remember? The usual flirty suggestion is in his voice, but the woman seems unaffected. I can help you remember. You can? It's no wonder I can't remember your name. You have the Fairytale Curse, don't you? Who is this woman? You truly don't remember me? I'm sorry. The woman looks conflicted, but the expression is gone as fast as it appears. I'm Bria. You're... Oh, shit! Oh! I wasn't supposed to say that. I was supposed to say... Oh, shiz! That's her fiance! That's his fiance! Oh my god! Unless she's taking advantage. Cause you can't... Cause... As I've learned from amnesia memories, you can't just go out and tell people, I have amnesia, because they'll take advantage of you and plant things in your brain. But, I think either she's telling the truth or she's just implanting it in his brain. I don't know which to believe, but for now, we're just doing that. What? The shock is apparent on my face, but nowhere near as impressive as the astonishment on Rumpel's face. My fiance? She has to be lying. How can Rumpel possibly have a fiance with the way that he is? Yeah, I was thinking that too, honestly. He's barely able to dedicate himself to a single woman for an hour. True. Bria takes a step forward and takes Rumpel's hands in her own. You remember holding my hands like this when you took me to the forest and proposed to me? Oh. Rumpel opens his mouth, but no words escape. He reminds me of a lost dog all of a sudden, with his eyes so wide. Bria runs her fingers over his hands. I loved you, you loved me, and I still love you very much. She could be the woman who cursed him. You never know. I don't remember this. How can I help you remember? Rumpel's voice is faint, but still he tries to smile. The circumstances of the curse tell me that I need to remember through memories and, a journal somehow. A journal? I have your old journals. I can show you the very first love letter you wrote me. Oh. Okay. That seems kind of suspicious. Bria starts walking, her hands still clasped in Rumpel's. I stare after them for a few moments, trying to piece together what is happening in my head. I chase after them. Bria enters the house, one that Rumpel stares at in awe. When she comes back out, she is holding a journal. She hands it to Rumpel, then opens up to the first page. This is a little embarrassing, but there it is. You compiled your letters into a journal. Rumpel slowly reads over the words, and I notice the strange glazed look come back into his eyes and his expression grows more somber. This is like last time, when he remembered that he was a doctor. Bria turns to me as Rumpel is reading, and her eyebrows arch. And who are you? His partner. Partner? We are helping each other with our curses. Oh, you're cursed too? You poor thing. Bria's voice is flat. She's glaring at me beneath her smile. Yeah, she's jealous. This little I can't. The words I want to say, I can't say it. This little shiz is jealous. I have done nothing to merit this distrust from her. Being 200 feet near Rumpel is called being distrusted, according to her, apparently. And I cannot bring myself to trust her either. Neither can I! We're on the same page. Bria. Rumpel looks up from the journal and stares at her. Yes, sweet? Rumpel's melancholy expression throws me off. Last time he was so excited when he realized that he was a doctor, but now his expression is heartbreaking. I remember, I did propose to you. In the forest, when it was dark, You set up little lights around the clearing. We spoke for a while, and then when you got down on your knee, you dropped the ring. Ha! Clumsy. It had fallen in the roots of some tree. We only noticed it when a bird came down to pluck it out of the bramble. I had no idea what you were looking for, but I still chased after the bird. And you got the ring back. And you knew. Bria holds out her hand, and I notice a beautiful red-green gem ring on her ring finger. That's pretty! Oh, you're such a gentleman, Rumpel. You were proposing to her. It was so charming, though. I laughed for so long because it felt so memorable. Plucking your engagement ring out of a bird's beak! You're right. Rumpel smiles, a little uncertainly. In that moment, I feel him turn away from me. He does not even realize I am there, standing with Bria. Why am I feeling so uncomfortable? Dude, you probably feel a little heartbreak in there in between. It's just small, and then soon it'll explode, and then you'll feel overwhelming sadness. You said you were helping Rumpel with his curse, yes? She turns to me. There's no worry. I can help him now. That is what couples do. I have to force the pity out of my heart. I have to force myself to think rationally. Something still seems off about this. It shows that he remembers. I guess that is his fiancée. So, that is kind of heartbreaking, though. But if he has a fiancée, then I'm happy for Rumpel. That's all I'll say. But we're doing it all for Rumpel. How are we doing this? I don't know. I'm just gonna, just keep going with the story. But Rumpel remembers, which means this is the truth, isn't it? Oh God, save! Hey, yo, I'm still his partner, okay? I think I should at least have a say in this, because he's supposed to help me with mine. Okay. I still feel something is wrong. I do not trust this woman. Do you know anything about him, dear? I don't, but... Dang it, I don't have anything. Have you helped him regain any of his memories? Yes, I've regained that he is a doctor. Thank you very much. What? Were you supposed to say that? She was with me when I regained my memories. Rena is a very valuable good luck charm. But oh my God, that's so sweet. Okay, no, God dang it, Rumpel. Rumpel flashes a smooth smile at me before turning to Bria. Her eyes seem a lot colder now. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna say that she's probably up to something, and maybe she kind of wooed him or something. I don't know, but I don't trust her. I really don't. But I would be happy for Rumpel either way. Tell me, what do you go by now? Until we figure out your name. I need something to call you. You should totally call him Rumpel. Rumpel. Bria's cold gaze falls on me, and I could sense something in them that surprises me. Jealousy? Why would she be jealous of me? I do not like him. Well, Rita does not like him at the moment, so you don't need to be jealous of me. Rumpel, would you maybe want to come back home with me? What? I know you must be overwhelmed, but our home might be able to help you remember some things. I'm sorry. I actually have a patient somewhere else that I need to tend to. Bria's eyes flash briefly. Her frown is there for a few seconds before she smiles again. You always were good with your patients. I'm sorry. It's okay. I understand that you're overwhelmed. But remember, now that I am here for you too, I want to mend things, to make them go back to what they were before. How about you look over that journal and then we meet again tomorrow? We could take this one step at a time. I would like that. We can get to know each other again, and in time I'm sure you'll remember what we used to have. I loved you. And I did too. I still do. A slight shiver runs down my spine as I stare at the two of them. Oh! There's that uncomfortable feeling once again. Bria and Rumpel agree on a spot to meet tomorrow, and then she leans up to kiss Rumpel on the cheek. Oh! That's cute, but I still don't trust that woman. He puts a hand on his cheek as she walks off with a gentle smile on her face. Are you okay? He looks at me, and for a few moments, I feel that his gaze lingers longer than it normally does on my own eyes. Then he smiles and laughs. Of course I am, Princess. I just remember something about my own past. I'm guessing that the second entry has appeared in my journal by now. I can't wait to get back to the march and to read it. Bria has the rest of my journal, so I might truly be able to remember everything if I talk to her. Including your love for her? Oh God, if that's gone, I'm could be sad. He sighs out before he proclaims that we should finish our errands. I follow him around the town, though the scenery lacks its usual vibrancy. He seems pretty disappointed. Rumpel doesn't speak to anyone, not even the girls, while we walk. He keeps his eyes focused on the ground, and when he speaks to the shop owners, his cheer is lukewarm at best. I try to start a conversation with him many times, but he shies away from talking. I feel like there's something he's not telling me. When we arrived at the merchant, Rumpel quickly excuses himself, not even sharing his I can't read that. Epiphany about his past with anyone. What has him so bent out of shape? He just regained another memory. I'm assuming he's going to go read about it now. It's not like him to hide things. I hope Rumpel is okay. Rumpel! It has been about a week since Rumpel regained his last memory. He has been meeting with Bria since then. But he still hasn't told me about the memory from the journal. He does not flirt with any girls, and when he sees me, his smile looks broken. He spends his days visiting Bria and tending to Parfait. You're worried about Rumpel, aren't you? Waltz! Why would I be worried about him? You are worried! Do not deny that, Retta or Lucette. Do not deny it. And Waltz is like, I can tell that you're worried, okay? I can read you like a hawk. Because Rumpel is no longer able to run errands with me, Waltz decided to take his place. Yay, Waltz! But Waltz's presence cannot make up for Rumpel's absence. Aww! But Waltz is so sweet. He'll be fine, Princess. He's still figuring things out. I do not trust that woman. His fiancée? She appeared out of nowhere. People who aren't cursed can't find the tavern, Princess. She would never have been able to find him. So really, the only place she could have met him was out here in nowhere. I can tell that he is teasing me, but it does little to lift my spirits. I know. Waltz sighs. If you don't trust her, why not just ask around for her? She obviously does not want to talk to me. No, I mean, ask others about her. So long as you find a way to phrase your intentions honestly, I think they might understand you. Rumpel says my honesty is good, but I also know that the way I speak frustrates many people. Come on, I'll help. Ah, you're a good helper, Waltz, yay! Waltz approaches a flower shop where several people are gathered to look at the fresh flowers. Ooh, flowers! Excuse me, madam, sir, I was wondering if you knew anything about someone named Bria? We hear that she is engaged to a friend of ours, but he hasn't said much about her. Everyone calls me blunt, but I would never question others so openly. Does Waltz really expect the people to be so open to him? Oh, if it isn't Waltz, doing a little investigative work, are you? Oh, they know about Waltz. Just looking to find out more about someone important to a friend. Not going to put this into one of your shows, are you? No, he's not. Waltz raises an eyebrow and laughs. Of course not. Everyone just trusts Waltz. I suppose he must speak to people often, being a performer. They would probably never suspect Waltz to do anything morally questionable. And yet with me, they were suspicious of everything that I did. I guess it's a good thing Waltz is here. It is, isn't it? Oh snap, she doesn't even know about her past yet. Maybe we'll find out in this chapter or the next. Who knows? I stifle a sigh as the so-called investigation begins. But Bria, I was under the impression that her fiancé wasn't seeing her anymore. Bria, oh poor Bria, I heard that the poor dear made a mistake and that her fiancé threw her out for it. Wait, what? Is she engaged to someone new now? I'm not surprised, given the affair that she had on her first fiancé. Oh god. Excuse me, what did you just say? Oh, you aren't aware? I'm terribly sorry. Perhaps I shouldn't have said anything. You said she cheated on her first fiancé? She was engaged to some man, a doctor, I believe. He was a good man, always smiled, helped everyone, including the poor. I don't see how she would have the gall to do it, but the rumors state that she was seeing another man. I think I saw them out together sometimes. He was a rich businessman. Oh, I knew something was up with her. Why the heck would you do that? God, it infuriates me that people decide to cheat on others when they have they trust you the most. Like, I've seen people trust their loved ones more than their family members. And Jesus Christ, why would you? Okay, we don't know if this is true. Like, she said there are rumors and that they've been seen, but they don't know. So I probably shouldn't say anything yet until I know the truth. Then I can vent and let out my emotions, okay? All right. Anyways, back to this. Who was he? I believe he was one of the doctor's patients. Did anyone see this for sure, ma'am? Oh, lots of people did. And that's why the poor man stopped seeing her. Bless his heart. He looked heartbroken. Maybe that's why he looked heartbroken! But then the two of them were engaged, so she should have been more committed to him. When Bria first approached Rumpel, she had no idea he had amnesia. She started apologizing to him. Was it for that affair? Or am I just speculating? We thanked the woman for her help before continuing to ask around town for more information. The more we hear, the more certain we become. She cheated on him. Princess, I know what you're thinking, but it would be incredibly rash to tell Rumpel about this. But she's lying to him! I can still remember the sadness in his eyes. Maybe somewhere deep down he still knows. Did his journal entry not say anything? You could try talking to him, Princess, but without any evidence, we're just going off of rumors. If you were wrong, I think that would hurt the situation a lot more. Yeah, that's why I'm like, maybe they're not telling the truth. Maybe she wasn't cheating on him, so we should just I should just not vent until we know for certain. Then I can vent out on her. Okay, that seems better. I'm forced to acknowledge Waltz's reasoning. As much as I want to tell Rumpel right now, I do not even know where he is. We finish our errands for the day and then return to the Marchen, where I complete my chores around the tavern before retiring to bed. Later that night, after turning for hours in a bed without any successive sleep, I make my way downstairs for a glass of milk. I stop abruptly at the sound of hushed voices. Parfait and Rumpel are sitting together at a table, their voices soft. It means a lot to me that you're still taking care of me, even with everything that you have on your plate. When things are uncertain as they are right now, the little things that remain the same are actually comforting. What? No compliments tonight? He clears his throat. Lady Parfait, I always find comfort in your presence. Your heart's not in it, is it? Please don't stress yourself out trying to take care of me. I've seen the orders of the medicines and the dosages. I can take care of myself, Rumpel. I owe you and Lady Delore for letting me stay here. Even now, you could have kicked me out, yet I'm still here. This isn't the confident Rumpel that I'm used to seeing. It's rather heartbreaking to see you like this, you know. Parfait's eyes drift past Rumpel and she sees me before I can dart away. I think you're worrying your partner, too. Rumpel turns the seat and stares at me. Hi. Princess? I slowly make my way toward them. I'm so sorry, Princess. I haven't been trying to help you at all. It is fine. Parfait is right, though. It is not like you to be so pitiful. Your words are still sharp as ever. I glance at Parfait curiously. The light of the tavern lights lets her face up dimly, making it look more ghostly than usual. She looks sicklier. Do you think I look like a ghost, Princess? Yes. By the time night comes around, I'm utterly exhausted. You said you were like this because of the Tenebrae Lucis you have to take care of? That's correct. I used to be able to watch over it more easily, but now with the balance between both crystals lost in the kingdom, it's getting harder. This responsibility is a big burden. It has a heavy toll on my body. But that doesn't diminish any of my pride. I'm proud to bear this responsibility. Someone needs to do it, and I'm very glad I can help so many people through bearing this burden. What would happen if you just let the responsibility go? There would be even more chaos than there is now. And what if the Tenebrae Bear, would they not help you with your stress? About that. There is no Tenenbaum bearer currently. What? Parfait stares at me for a few moments, a complicated expression on her face. Then suddenly, she sighs. Oh god, is she gonna tell us now? Please do not worry about me, princess. I've lived a good life. I just want to do more good while I still live. And I'm very lucky to be surrounded by so many good people. Anyway, the two of you should be off to bed soon. I can tell you're both tired. Parfait pauses to look at me, eyebrows slightly arched. Oh, but before you go, there was something I meant to ask you. Yes? Ask me? Parfait crosses her arms and looks at me tersely for a few moments. The look is so unlike her that it almost concerns me. She looks uncertain of something, though I cannot imagine what it is. She's gonna tell us, isn't she? What could she want to discuss with me? I wanted to ask if you were free the day after tomorrow. Yes, she and Laura are gonna tell her on that day. I think. I am free whenever my schedule says I am. Then if you could spare 20 minutes or so, I want to speak to you about something. Very important. Yeah, she's gonna tell us. Important? I suppose you could say it's related to your curse. Fine. Parfait smiles at us before walking back to her room, leaving me alone with Rumpel. Hi. Rumpel smiles at me uncertainly. For a few moments, I think he might actually talk to me, but then he rushes off after giving me an apology. But okay, bye. I watch him walk up the stairs, my heart sinking. I need to know what is going on with him. Today is my day off. I keep on the lookout for Rumpel. Eventually, I see him making his way down the staircase. Hey, I'm making my way downtown. Okay. He does not look quite as disheartened as last night, but his expression is still rather somber. He says good morning to everyone as he usually does, and then walks out through the front door. And that is my cue. Following behind Rumpel without being seen proves to be remarkably easy. Even if he is perceptive, he won't be expecting me to follow after him when I normally work during these hours. He makes his way through the town until he comes to a stop at a little cafe in the main plaza. It is clearly hidden, just slightly out of view, not at all in plain view like the rest of the shops. Bria is sitting, waiting for him at a table with a journal. The way she smiles at him numbs my heart. I make my way over to the nearby fountain and crouch beside it to keep out of their view. I can hear their conversation, just barely, from where I sit. You know, I'd been searching for you for a long time when I saw you. You suddenly disappeared from the house one night, and I couldn't find you. Why? Why did I leave the house? I don't know. You do know, I presume. I'm not, you know. I'm not gonna say anything because either you're telling the truth or you're lying. But I'm still believing that you probably cheated on him. Voice crack. Was it a fight? No, not a fight. We barely ever fought. Sure. Okay. Keep telling yourself that. We made a promise when you gave me this ring. We promised we would never make each other sad. And you made him sad in the process. I think. Not assuming yet. I just said I think, based on the rumors that were going around. I close my eyes and breathe. Ria's words drive a bitterness through my heart. After everything I heard, it is possible those rumors were baseless, but isn't it also possible that they were the truth? And Rumpel mentioned a fight. Now is my chance to tell him. Oh God, save. Okay, well, I really don't want to interrupt. I just want to tell him like another time, but I guess maybe this is the only chance? Dang it. No, F it, man. I'm just gonna interrupt the conversation. I step out from behind the fountain and slowly make my way over to the table. Bria looks up and around. After a few moments, her eyes fall on me. She immediately scowls. What are you doing here? I came to see if you were lying to Rumpel. What? Is there something wrong, Miss Partner? Not with me, but perhaps with you. Excuse me? You seem to have quite the reputation. Princess, I have no idea what you're talking about, but taking people's words at face value is foolish. Mother would have said the same thing, but why would they lie? So it is not true that you were seeing another man? Oh, we just caught you. How dare you? Bria stands up and glares at me. I frown back at her. Her anger does not faze me. She seems like a petulant child. Reminds me of some people. Can't say though. I can't stand jealous girls. They are the man of my existence. And you're what, 18? 17. But what does that even matter? Either way, we're just about 6-year age gap between you two. Oh, there'd be just about a 6-year age gap between... Oh, God. So wait, so we're 17, right? So like 23? Oh God, that's like my friend and I. We're like a huge, not an entirely huge gap difference, but I have a couple of friends that are actually really older than me. One girl and one guy. Jesus. But the guy's my guy best friend is younger than the girl best friend. They're both like 4 to 6 years older than me. Jeez. I really, dang. Oh God, now he's just like, what? 24. God, am I really so Asian? Ancient? The two of us look at him in unison, then back at each other. I'm here because I want to help my partner, and because you are lying to him. And who are you to say that I'm lying? You're a terrible little spy is what you are, hiding in places to watch us, going around town asking about me. I'm telling you now that Rumpel doesn't need you, especially if you're the one spewing lies. Those words have no weight coming from a hypocrite. Ooh. Wait, ladies. Rumpel looks between the two of us, eyebrows furrowed. Then he shakes his head. Bria, I know. It was in my journal. Oh! What? Rumpel faces Bria, his expression crumpled. It was that lord, wasn't it? The one I refused to take money from that one time I helped him? He told me himself. I think that's why this feeling inside of me is so mute right now. Why I was always having second thoughts about your stories. Bria, why didn't you ever tell me you were seeing him? I asked you that question back then too, but you never told me. And so I was waiting for you to bring it up again. I was waiting for you to explain. I was waiting for... As if I could ever get anything through that thick skull of yours. That hurts. Even I cannot stop myself from staring at her when she insults Rumpel. But with this, she has admitted that the rumors are true. Even if I explained myself, all you would ever say was that you were sorry, but nothing ever changed. What did I do that was so wrong? Nothing, right? Look at you. Even now you can't bring yourself to be angry at me. You knew the truth, and instead of demanding to know why I did what I did, you kept asking what you did wrong. Because that's how people are. That's exactly how people are. When you cheat on them and they find out and then they ask you what they did wrong, they want to know what they did wrong for you to go and cheat on another person. This pisses me off, man. But you'll never realize what you did wrong, Rumpel. Never. Then tell him what he did wrong. Maybe then I can understand. I'm just pissed at her right now. Some things never change. Bria scowls at me as she makes her way around the table. Rumpel tries to call her back, but Bria only frowns as she walks off. Rumpel lets out a long sigh. So now I can kind of vent a little bit about, okay, first of all, why would you want to cheat on the person that you're dating? That is, first of all, wrong, and it's cruel. And then when the person finds out on their own that you've been cheating on them, they're going to be more heartbroken, they're going to wonder what they did wrong, and they're going to be so depressed and angry at themselves because they feel like, what did I do wrong to deserve this? If you're not feeling the love for someone, then break up with them. Just do it. Don't go behind their back and cheat on them. I really, really, really hate it when people do it. I've had friends that have been cheated on and been hurt. And it just sickens me why people would think cheating is such a right thing. If you don't like someone, if you're falling out of love with someone, break up with them. Do not go behind their back and cheat on them. They're going to ask themselves what they did wrong and just bring themselves back into depression. You know? It just pisses me off a lot. Okay, back to this. And there go all of my journals, too. Right, he said that Bria had all of his old journals. I'm sorry. Huh? I only made things worse. I'm still not entirely sure what they were talking about, but... Princess, you don't have to apologize for anything. Though... Aww. I would like you to apologize for shedding some light on my age. Oh, Rumpel, even now you don't fail to make me smile. Even with your stupid antics. Oh my god. What? Am I really, truly that old? I don't know! Suddenly he looks disgruntled, but the look of distraught on his face is almost comical. Oh, she's smiling! She's smiling! She's smiling! That's the best! That's the best! I cannot help it when I smile and then start to laugh. Do my ears deceive me? Is that wonderful sound coming from your mouth, Princess? How precious! It's just... you are an old man. If I'm an old man, then I'm young at heart. Besides, I would be a lot more offended if you weren't smiling while you said that. After a few moments, Rumpel sighs and shakes his head. I'm sorry you had to see all that. I knew there was more to the story than Bria was letting on because I read the memory in my journal. You knew about the nobleman? Why did you not say anything? Like I said, I was waiting for her to say something. I wanted her to open up about it honestly. Bria is undoubtedly bold, but I doubt she is at all honest. The journal entry. I never read it to you. You have been distant the last week. I have been, and I'm sorry for that. It's okay, sweetie pie. You did nothing wrong. But allow me to enlighten you. Rumpel gestures to the chair that Bria has been sitting in, and I take a seat opposite of him. First, the nobleman was one of my patients. He had a grievous sickness, one that no one else had been able to cure. I cannot help but remember the little boy with the impossible sickness. It seemed he was drawn to Rumpel, too. Rumpel was not able to help that boy on his own either. Some woman offered her assistance. Did you manage to cure him with the help of that same woman? It's another cryptic entry, but yes, the mysterious woman from the first entry reappears. We strike another deal, but I cannot remember the deal at all. All I know is that afterwards, I did something to make Bria hate me, and she began seeing the nobleman. Oh, that explains. She thought he was cheating on her with that woman they were making. This explains the Rumpelstiltskin story. Like, you know, they couldn't really do anything, but the woman, who I presume is the witch that cursed him, they offered deals. Just like in Rumpelstiltskin, the woman was locked in the room and she couldn't weave thread into gold. I think it was that. Weaving something into gold. She couldn't do that, so this little mini man, Rumpelstiltskin, comes in and asks for something. He's able to make it into gold in return of something that she has. And they kept trading and trading. And then finally, when the king married the woman, Rumpelstiltskin asked for the firstborn child. And when the child was born, he's like, you gotta pay up your deal. But she's like, if I could guess your name in this span amount of time, then I'll get it. Luckily, she was able to guess the name. So it's kind of the same in Rumpel's situation. Also, excuse me if I'm talking really fast. I'm sorry if you're not processing anything. But Rumpel's story sounds kind of similar to that. Like, he couldn't cure the sickness because it seemed incurable, and you know how devoted he is to his patients. Then the woman comes, presuming the witch that cursed him, or just a witch. They made a deal saying if he does something for her, then she's gonna cure his patients that seemed incurable. So I guess Bria found out about these deals and she thought that he was cheating on her, made her go do that. But that's still, he wasn't cheating on her at all. From what I presume, I think he was just trying to help Patience. But still cheating on him. That's just like no. I hate her for that. Or maybe it was before that. Maybe she was just unhappy. She won't explain why. She still cheated on you. That is her fault, not yours. Exactly. Rumpel nods absently. I can tell he is not convinced. In any case, even though I can't remember the entirety of what happened, every time I thought of Bria, I thought of our love in the past tense. Rumpel frowns, but it is fleeting. Suddenly, he is smiling again. Let's head back for now, Princess. I'll figure out how to reach Bria later. I follow Rumpel back to the marchand. Though he seems fine for a time, Rumpel's somberness returns as we head back. He looks like he's trapped in his thoughts. He needs the rest of his journals, but how is he going to get a hold of them now? Was the choice I made wrong? I didn't even realize. Oh dear. Is it that time? Oh god. Still going. Oh, Princess, you're here. Sorry we're late. My, the princess is gracing us with her presence. Parfait said a few days ago that she had something to discuss with me, so I am here. Then let's get right to it, shall we? She plops down on one of the chairs, and Parfait sits down gracefully beside her. One witch goes plop on the chair, the other one goes, I'm gonna sit gracefully. I ship them though. Honestly, since Fritz's route too, I ship them a lot. Princess, the other day you asked me about my responsibility, and briefly about the Tenebrum bearer. I did, but what does that have to do with me? Oh, sweetie, it has a lot to do about you. It has everything to do with you, because when it comes to that second inquiry, the answer is right here. The Lord points at me. I stare at her, not comprehending. Princess, the bearer to the Crystallum Tenebrum is you. What? I'm not able to even feel shock, just confusion. But how do I have anything to do with these crystals? See, I told you she'd be confused. It's because we started backwards. I'm so sorry, Princess. I do not understand. You remember the story about the crystals, Princess? For a time, the crystals were in complete balance. Even the witches, who drew on negative energy, were respected. Then one day, Hans wrote the fairy tales. Witches were suddenly painted as villains. Humans attacked the witches, trying to drive them out. Their leader, who just so happened to be my best friend, was hard-pressed to try to keep the peace. She was the original bearer of the crystal. But as witches were killed and thrown out, she found her patience wearing thin. She killed a human, the ultimate taboo, and there was nothing we could do but try to stop her. This bearer, the leader of the witches and bearer of the Crystallum Tenebrum, is someone you know. Or someone you knew. She erased all your memories, made you think that the fairy tales were evil, that humans were terrible. I feel something dark stirring inside of me. A sharp pain cuts through my heart, making it hard to breathe. Previous bearer of the crystal was your mother, Princess, Hildyr, the leader of the witches. That is impossible. Mother was not a witch! But she was, the strongest of us all. When she died, she kept some of her power sealed within the crystal, which is why it still allows the Fairytale Curse to be spread. What kind of lie is this? I cannot use magic, and Mother never told me that she was a witch. She would have told me. It sounds like it, doesn't it? But I assume you, Princess. We wouldn't ever lie to you about something like this. As impossible as it seems, you are a witch. Your power won't manifest until you're 18, and at that time you will inherit control of the crystal. Since your birthday is soon, this was the last chance we had to teach you goodness. Your mother's been shielding you from it for so long. We trusted you were different from her, and you are. But Mother was the only one that ever loved me. She stole away your memories and made you hate the world. Dolora, she was fostering hatred in you, making you just like her. You do not know anything about Mother. I stand up, rage coiling inside of me like a snake. Rana, I know a lot about her. More than you will ever know. No. The truth is hard, Princess, but eventually we all have to face it. Hildyr was my beloved friend. Facing her was the hardest thing I have ever done. We only want to help you. Well, you are not very good at it. I turn on my heels and storm out of the room. I feel that there is more to what Delore and Parfait wanted to say to me, but I cannot stand to hear it right now. I walk into the clearing and sit against a tree, furiously rubbing at my eyes as I try to clear my dangerously watery eyes. Showing emotion is weak. I sit there for a long time in the clearing, trying to calm myself. My thoughts spin wildly out of control. Princess? I see him out of the corner of my eyes, standing between two trees, his eyebrows knit together with worry. What, you were listening? Listening? No, I just came to look for you in your room, and when I came downstairs, Parfait, you told me you had run out into the forest. May I sit next to you? I say nothing as he walks over to me. He sits down beside me, his hands resting on his knees as he looks up at the canopies of the trees. Thank you for today, Princess, for coming after me and trying to make things right. I'm not in the mood to talk about this right now. My thoughts are too scrambled. Sometimes truths are hard. How do you know it was the truth? A feeling. Trusting people is hard sometimes. I understand. He looks at me. His eyes seem to glimmer softly in the moonlight. Would you like someone to listen to your problems, Princess? Save. I think we gotta go sooner on him again and remain silent. So, my problems. Why would he want to know about my problems? I understand what it's like, Princess, to have a secret stuck inside of you. To want to keep things to yourself because you're worried that someone will prove you wrong. But you can always talk to me about it. Why are you so interested in my problems? I told you before that the best thing you can do is listen to a person. That's how you learn to sympathize. Besides, I honestly care about you. I will always listen to you, Princess. Rumpel slowly reaches out to rest his hand on top of mine. I sit up straight and stare at him, my eyes wide. Rumpel smiles at me, a soft, slow smile that crinkles the edges of his eyes. Seeing such a beautiful lady close to tears makes my heart break, you know. But if you ever need to cry, you should. Tears aren't weakness. They're just a form of expression, and even the strongest of us cry. I'm not going to cry. My mind reels and then starts to feel fuzzy. Definitely the Ice Princess. The title startles me out of my thoughts. I just stare at him pointedly, beginning to grimace, but Rumpel just smiles. I always thought it was a delicate name, suitable for a strong and beautiful woman. Seeing you like this, it makes me realize that the name suits you. Perhaps if everyone else meant it that way, it would not be so terrible a title. Rumpel slowly takes his hand away and smiles. Though he insists on hearing me out, I insist on the opposite. For now, I want to keep what I discussed with Parfait and Delore to myself. I still need time to process it. For tonight, I just want to forget that the conversation ever happened. For some time, the two of us are silent. There are no words exchanged between the two of us, but the silence is comfortable. Then eventually, Rumpel puts a hand on my shoulder. Things will work out, Princess. I hope so. I stand and excuse myself. Good night, Rumpel. I turn and walk away. Good night, my sweet princess. God. Chapter 7, Muddled Truths. Dear gosh. Alright, I will stop here for today. That's a good stopping point for this video. We'll continue more of Cinderella phenomenon in the next video. And as we can see, Rumpel's flirtiness has come back. And I'm glad. Okay. I feel so sad for Rumpel though. Seriously, don't be a douche and cheat on people. Okay? Okay. I've discussed that topic enough. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you guys like to see more of my videos, then click subscribe. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video.